There comes a moment in every person's life when excuses run out, when comfort loses its charm, and when the only thing standing between who you are and who you could become is one decision. That decision is whether you will continue waiting for life to change or whether you will push yourself until change has no choice but to follow you. The world is full of people who have dreams, but dreams alone have never built businesses, earned degrees, broken records, changed families, or transformed lives. Dreams are free. Results are expensive. They demand effort. They demand discipline. They demand sacrifice. They demand that you become someone stronger than the version of yourself that exists today. Every sunrise gives you an opportunity that yesterday cannot steal and tomorrow cannot promise. Time keeps moving, whether you decide to move with it or not. The clock does not slow down because you are tired. Opportunities do not wait because you are afraid. Success does not knock forever. At some point, you have to stop watching other people create the life you want and decide that today is the day you begin creating your own. Nobody can do your push-ups for you. Nobody can study for your exam. Nobody can build your character. Nobody can carry your responsibility. There are battles that only you can fight, and there are victories that only you can earn. Far too many people spend their lives waiting for perfect conditions. They wait until they have more money. They wait until they have more confidence. They wait until they have more support. They wait until everything feels comfortable. But greatness has never lived inside comfort. Comfort tells you to stay in bed. Greatness tells you to wake up early. Comfort tells you to quit because it's difficult. Greatness tells you that difficulty is proof you're growing. Comfort whispers that tomorrow is a better day to begin. Greatness shouts that today is the only day you truly own. Think about the strongest people you know. They were not made during easy seasons. They were shaped by challenges. They learned patience through waiting. They learned courage through fear. They learned resilience through failure. Scar became a lesson. Every setback became preparation. Every disappointment became fuel. Life has a way of testing everyone, but those tests are not designed to destroy you. They are designed to reveal who you really are when everything becomes difficult. There will be mornings when motivation is nowhere to be found. You will wake up feeling exhausted. Your mind will be filled with doubt. Your body will ask for rest. Your emotions will tell you to slow down. That is exactly when your discipline must become louder than your feelings. Feelings change every day. Commitment stays. If your success depends only on how motivated you feel, you will stop the moment life becomes uncomfortable. But if your success depends on discipline, then nothing can stop you. Because discipline keeps moving even when emotions disappear. The biggest competition in your life is not the person sitting next to you. It is not the person with more followers, more money, more talent, or more opportunities. The biggest competition is the version of yourself that settles for less than your potential. Every single day you must ask yourself one question. Am I becoming stronger, wiser, more focused, and more determined than I was yesterday? If the answer is yes, then you are winning. Progress is not about perfection. It is about refusing to stay the same. There is a dangerous habit that destroys countless dreams before they even begin. It is called waiting for permission. Some people spend years hoping someone else will believe in them before they believe in themselves. They wait for applause before they perform. They wait for encouragement before they work. They wait for recognition before they commit. But the people who change the world do not wait for permission. They decide that their purpose is bigger than their fear. They understand that belief starts from within. If you cannot convince yourself that your dream matters, why should anyone else? Failure is one of life's greatest teachers. Yet most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid it. They fear embarrassment. They fear rejection. They fear making mistakes. But every successful person has failed more times than most people have even tried. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every mistake teaches you something that success never could. Every loss reveals weaknesses that victory often hides. If you refuse to fail, you also refuse to grow. The question is not whether you will fail. The question is whether failure will make you quit or make you stronger. Your future is built by the choices you make when nobody is watching. It is easy to work hard when people are cheering for you. It is easy to stay committed when everything is going well. But what about those silent moments? What about the nights when nobody sees your sacrifice? What about the mornings when nobody notices your effort? Character is built in private before it is rewarded in public. The spotlight only reveals what was created in the darkness. Every excuse has a cost. Every time you say, "I'll do it later," you lose time that can never be recovered. Every time you blame someone else, you give away your power. Every time you choose comfort over commitment, you move further away from your purpose. The truth can be uncomfortable, but it is also freeing. The moment you accept responsibility for your life is the moment you regain control over your future. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond. There are people who started with less than you. There are people who faced greater obstacles than you. There are people who were told they would never succeed, yet they refused to let someone else's opinion become their reality. They pushed themselves when nobody expected them to. They continued after everyone else stopped. They believed when doubt surrounded them. Their success did not happen overnight. It happened one disciplined day at a time. The mountain in front of you may seem impossible to climb, but mountains are never conquered in one giant leap. They are conquered one step at a time. Every page you study matters. Every workout matters. Every practice session matters. Every conversation matters. Every improvement matters. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Never underestimate the power of showing up every single day. Consistency will take you places that occasional bursts of motivation never will. The world often celebrates talent, but talent without effort fades away. Hard work has a way of catching up with natural ability. Someone who trains every day will eventually outperform someone who depends only on talent. Skill can be learned. Knowledge can be gained. Experience can be earned. What cannot be replaced is your willingness to keep going when everyone else decides to stop. There will always be critics. Some people will doubt your vision because they cannot see what you see. Others will laugh because your dream looks impossible from where they stand. Do not let someone else's limited perspective become your limitation. Remember that people often criticize what they do not understand. Their doubt is not your destiny. Their fear is not your future. Their opinion does not define your potential. Every champion understands the value of sacrifice. You cannot have everything at the same time. Sometimes you must give up entertainment for education. Sometimes you must give up temporary pleasure for lasting success. Sometimes you must say no to distractions so you can say yes to your purpose. Sacrifice is painful in the present, but regret is painful for a lifetime. The temporary discomfort of discipline is always lighter than the permanent weight of missed opportunities. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Picture the person you could become if you stayed committed every single day. Imagine the confidence you would carry after overcoming obstacles that once frightened you. Imagine the knowledge you would possess after years of learning. Imagine the strength you would build after refusing to quit. That future version of yourself is depending on the choices you make today. Every action you take is either building that future or destroying it. One of the greatest lies people believe is that they have plenty of time. None of us knows how much time we have. Every day is valuable because it will never return. You cannot recycle yesterday. You cannot borrow tomorrow. You only have this moment. Stop wasting today thinking about what you should have done yesterday. Start doing today what your future self will thank you for tomorrow. Life will knock you down. There is no question about that. You will experience heartbreak. You will experience disappointment. You will experience rejection. You will experience moments when giving up seems easier than continuing. But understand this. Getting knocked down is part of life. Staying down is a choice. Every time you stand back up, you become stronger than before. Every comeback teaches you that your strength is greater than your struggle. Success is not reserved for the lucky. It belongs to those who prepare. Opportunities often appear disguised as hard work. While others complain about how difficult life is, successful people ask themselves how they can become better. They understand that growth requires effort. They understand that every challenge carries a lesson. They understand that adversity is not their enemy, but their training ground. Your mindset determines your direction. If you constantly tell yourself that something is impossible, your actions will follow your beliefs. But when you choose to believe that every obstacle contains an opportunity, your perspective changes. You begin searching for solutions instead of excuses. You begin looking for possibilities instead of problems. Your mind becomes your greatest weapon instead of your greatest limitation. Never compare your beginning to someone else's finish. Every person has a different journey, a different timeline, and a different purpose. Comparison steals joy, destroys confidence, and distracts you from your own path. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Every improvement is proof that you are moving forward. There will be days when nobody congratulates you. Nobody notices your progress. Nobody recognizes your sacrifice. Keep working anyway. Your reward is not determined by how many people applaud your effort. Your reward is determined by the person you become through that effort. The greatest victory is not receiving recognition from the world. It is earning respect from yourself because you refuse to give up. Your environment matters. Spend time with people who challenge you to become better. Surround yourself with individuals who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Energy is contagious. Determination spreads. Excellence inspires excellence. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, excuses, and complacency, Eventually, you will begin thinking the same way. Choose relationships that strengthen your purpose instead of weakening your commitment. Remember that confidence is not something you find. Confidence is something you build. Every promise you keep to yourself adds another brick to your confidence. Every difficult task you complete reminds you that you are capable of more than you imagine. Confidence is earned through action, not wishes. It grows every time you choose courage over fear. Your dream deserves more than occasional effort. It deserves your best. It deserves your focus. It deserves your consistency. If your goal truly matters, then your actions must reflect that importance. Stop treating your future like a hobby. Treat it like a responsibility. Every successful life is built on ordinary days filled with extraordinary commitment. There is incredible power in refusing to quit. Most people stop because the journey becomes uncomfortable. They stop one step before the breakthrough. They stop one day before the opportunity appears. They stop one challenge before they discover how strong they really are. Persistence often separates those who achieve greatness from those who live with regret. Do not let your past convince you that your future has already been decided. Your mistakes do not define you. Your failures do not own you. Your setbacks are not your identity. Every new day gives you another chance to rewrite your story. The pen is still in your hand. The next chapter has not been written. What matters is not where you started, but whether you are willing to continue moving forward. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember the dreams that kept you awake at night. Remember the people who believe in you. Remember the family you want to help. Remember the life you want to build. Let your purpose become louder than your pain. Let your vision become greater than your fear. Let your determination become stronger than your excuses. Push yourself because nobody else can unlock the greatness that already exists within you. Push yourself because every challenge is preparing you for something greater. Push yourself because ordinary effort creates ordinary results, but extraordinary commitment creates extraordinary lives. Push yourself because your potential is too valuable to remain hidden behind fear, comfort, and procrastination. Push yourself because every single step forward brings you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Make it happen because wishing is not enough. Hoping is not enough. Talking is not enough. Planning is not enough. Action changes everything. Action turns dreams into goals, goals into progress, and progress into achievement. Every great accomplishment in history began with someone who refused to accept excuses and decided to act despite uncertainty. When this moment is over, life will continue moving. The question is whether you will move with it. Will you continue making excuses or will you make progress? Will you allow fear to control your future or will you use courage to shape your destiny? Will you wait for someone else to change your life or will you become the person who changes it yourself? The choice has always been yours. The power has always been yours. The opportunity is standing in front of you right now. Push yourself. Refuse to settle. Refuse to quit. Refuse to waste the gifts, talents, and potential that have been placed inside you. Stand up with determination. Work with relentless commitment. Embrace every challenge as an opportunity to grow and keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the road becomes. Your future is not waiting for luck. It is waiting for your decision. Push yourself, make it happen, and prove through your actions that the life you dream about is worth every sacrifice, every early morning, every late night, every failure, every lesson, and every ounce of effort you are willing to give. The moment you fully commit, your transformation begins. And once you decide that quitting is no longer an option, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Too many people spend their energy explaining why they can't instead of proving why they can. They become experts at listing obstacles, experts at describing problems, experts at pointing fingers, but they never become experts at taking action. The truth is that excuses may comfort you for a moment, but they will never build the future you want. Excuses don't pay your bills. Excuses don't improve your health. Excuses don't build your character. Excuses don't create opportunities. Every excuse you accept today becomes another chain holding you back tomorrow. There is a fire inside every human being, but not everyone chooses to protect it. Some allow criticism to put it out. Some allow fear to silence it. Some allow failure to convince them that the fire was never real. But those who accomplish extraordinary things refuse to let life's storms extinguish what burns inside them. They keep feeding that fire with effort, discipline, persistence, and belief. Every challenge becomes another piece of fuel. Every setback becomes another reason to fight harder. Every obstacle becomes another reminder that nothing valuable comes without resistance. Understand that pressure is not your enemy. Pressure reveals what you're made of. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Steel is strengthened through intense heat. Muscles grow by resisting weight. Your character is developed the same way. If life feels heavy right now, maybe it's because you're becoming stronger. If the path feels difficult, maybe it's because you're walking towards something meaningful. Stop asking why the road is hard and start asking what the road is teaching you. The difference between average and exceptional is rarely talent alone. It is what happens after the excitement disappears. Anyone can start when they're inspired. Anyone can feel motivated after watching a great video or hearing a powerful speech. But what happens 3 weeks later? What happens when nobody is cheering? What happens when progress slows down? What happens when the results aren't showing up yet? That is where champions separate themselves. They continue working long after the excitement fades because they understand that commitment is stronger than emotion. Imagine if every single day you improved by just 1%, one better decision, one extra page read, one more repetition, one healthier meal, one less excuse, one more hour focused on your purpose. It doesn't seem like much in a single day, but over months and years, those tiny improvements create a completely different person. Massive success is usually the result of small victories repeated consistently over time. Never underestimate what daily discipline can accomplish. Stop looking at successful people and assuming they had an easier journey. You see the victory, but you don't see the years of preparation. You see the confidence, but you don't see the countless moments of self-doubt they overcame. You see the trophy, but you don't see the sweat, the tears, the failures, the sacrifices, and the lonely mornings when they kept going while everyone else was sleeping. Every success story has chapters that the world never gets to read. The greatest investment you will ever make is in yourself. Skills cannot be stolen. Knowledge cannot be taken away. Discipline stays with you no matter where you go. The more you invest in your mind, your health, your habits, and your character, the more valuable you become. Don't wait for someone else to discover your worth. Increase your value every single day through relentless growth. Your comfort zone is quietly stealing your future. It feels safe. It feels familiar. It promises protection. But what it actually delivers is stagnation. Nothing extraordinary grows inside the comfort zone. Every dream requires you to step into uncertainty. Every breakthrough demands courage. Every new level asks you to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Growth begins the moment comfort ends. Some days you will feel unstoppable, and other days you will question everything. On those difficult days, remember that consistency matters more than intensity. You don't have to be perfect every day. You simply have to refuse to stop. Even slow progress is still progress. Even a small step forward moves you closer than standing still. Momentum is built by movement, not perfection. Every decision you make is casting a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you vote for a stronger future. Every time you choose learning over laziness, you vote for wisdom. Every time you choose action over excuses, you vote for success. Your habits are quietly writing your future long before your future arrives. There is another version of you waiting on the other side of perseverance. A stronger version, a wiser version, a more disciplined version, a version that knows what it's like to survive hardship and still keep moving. That version is not created overnight. It is earned through thousands of moments when you refuse to surrender, refuse to complain, and refuse to settle for less than your full potential. Nobody remembers the days you almost quit. Nobody celebrates the dreams you abandoned. History is written by those who endure. The stories that inspire generations are not about people who had easy lives. They are about ordinary individuals who developed extraordinary determination. They reached moments when giving up seemed reasonable, but they chose to continue. They kept taking one more step, one more breath, one more attempt, until impossible slowly transformed into inevitable. Success has a language of its own. It speaks through discipline. It speaks through sacrifice. It speaks through patience. It speaks through relentless action repeated day after day. If you truly want success to answer you, then you must learn to speak its language with your choices rather than your words. So as you walk away from this moment, don't leave these words behind. Carry them with you into every early morning, every difficult decision, every setback, every sacrifice, and every opportunity that life places in front of you. Because when the excuses return, and they will, remember that your purpose is stronger. When fear whispers that you're not enough, answer it with action. When failure tries to convince you to stop, let resilience become your response. And when the world tells you to settle, remind yourself that you were never created to live an average life. Years from now, you will either look back with pride because you chose courage over comfort, or with regret because you allowed fear to make your decisions. That choice begins today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. This very moment is where your future is being written. Every decision you make from this point forward is another sentence in the story of your life. Make it a story of discipline. Make it a story of persistence. Make it a story of relentless determination. The world doesn't need another person with untapped potential. It needs people who are willing to rise when life knocks them down, who are willing to keep moving when the road gets hard, and who refuse to let circumstances Define their destiny. Be that person. Become the example that inspires others to believe in themselves. Let your work speak louder than your words. Let your consistency become your signature. Let your courage become your legacy. When you leave here today, don't just feel inspired. Be transformed. Don't simply admire greatness. Commit to becoming great. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Build the door, open it yourself, and walk through it with confidence. Refuse to settle for the life that's easy when you're capable of living a life that's extraordinary. The next chapter of your life is waiting, but it will not be written by your wishes. It will be written by your actions, your discipline, your sacrifice, and your relentless commitment to becoming the very best version of yourself. So stand up, rise above your excuses, rise above your doubts, rise above your fears, push beyond every limit you've ever accepted. Chase your purpose with everything you have. Keep moving when others stop. Keep believing when others doubt. Keep fighting when others quit. Because in the end, the greatest victory is not defeating someone else. It is conquering the person you used to be. And the moment you decide that nothing, absolutely nothing, will stand between you and the life you were born to create, push yourself. Make it happen and never look back.